Hey guys, what's up? MadSeason here, back with another video for you. Just like with every patch, 7.3 has a bunch of changes that weren't included in the patch notes. Some are really big, and I don't see why they weren't in there, and others are small but interesting enough to put in the video, I think. There was actually a Reddit thread talking about all of this, so I thought it might make for a good video to show you all of these changes firsthand. That being said though, I did leave some minor stuff out, so if you want a more complete list, I'll have some links in the description for you to check out. Probably the biggest one is the fact that items you loot from your weekly Mythic Plus cache have a higher chance to Titan Forge. If you check your guild loot list, chances are you're going to see a lot of guild members getting some crazy 950 items. This was confirmed by Blue to be a buff, so make super sure from now on that you knock out at least one Mythic Plus per week. The current maximum for the weekly chest is 10. Next up, we have some updates with the dressing room. The patch notes did say that this is larger, which it is, but it also got some nifty new backgrounds dependent on your class. Warriors get the Halls of Valor as their background, the Druids get the Dream Grove, and so on. A nice change that matches up with the lore of your class. And something you may have noticed already is that the relinquished Nether Shard token vendor on the Broken Shore is now gone. He's now on the Vindicar on Argus to sell some new items using a new currency there, so no more 880 items from Nether Shards. The other vendor is still there though. Speaking of which, she did get a couple more interesting items that went undocumented. She sells the relinquished armor set, which brings the eye level of one of your champions to 880. This is really cheap, just 400 nether shards, and the best thing is that it's account bound, so it's a great way to speed up that process on your alts. And she also sells an XP book for your followers. I don't think this is as useful because it's not account bound, it costs 2500 shards, which is quite high, and it only gives 6000 experience. Which some of these levels cost hundreds of thousands, so it really isn't a lot for the price. But it is an option if you don't have anything else to spend shards on. And speaking of armor tokens, any pre-7.3 armor tokens you got are now limited to 900 max. Now this was to be expected since they did something similar for patch 7.2, but still undocumented nonetheless. And another big undocumented change is that if you already completed the second Broken Shore scenario on one character, you can now skip it on all of your alternate characters. Just start the first part and select the skip option and you'll be placed right on the Broken Shore. This patch actually has some really good changes for alts. The Legion Fall campaign quest saw some nerfs. Typically, everything has been reduced by half or more. The quest that required you to kill 100 demons now needs just 50, the one that needed 3 rare slain just needs 1 now, and so on. It's way faster. As for your artifact weapon, you no longer have to do that quest chain to unlock the 7.2 traits. You just level up your artifact normally now, so you don't have that roadblock. And Suramar also got a nice little change. The quests are no longer rep locked, so you can breeze through that whole chain as fast as you want. This is really nice for newer players who haven't unlocked flying yet because that Suramar chain was one of the roughest parts. A new item in this patch are the Broken Isles recipe scraps. You get these from Nami work orders, and if you combine 10 of them, you can learn a cooking recipe that you haven't discovered yet. From 24 work orders, I got just 2, so they're pretty rare, or medium rare some would say. And if you're still on the hunt for your hidden artifact appearances, you'll be happy to know that the drop rate for a lot of them has been increased, so go start hunting. And next up we have an undocumented buff that came to the time walking dungeons. The gear that they drop is now 880, so that's a really good way to gear up a fresh level 110 quickly. Remember to grab the weekly quests before queuing up. Some NPCs saw some big model updates as well. The Yetis, Trogs, Ethereals, and Broken Mobs all got new HD model updates. The latter two though, you'll only notice in Legion zones. They're still using the old models in the Outland. Slow falling has also changed a bit. If you lose a slow fall while you're flying through the air, you no longer plummet straight down. You now keep your horizontal momentum in a way that's more realistic. Also, you can now jump while levitating. Another cool change for all of you warlocks out there is your new Inferno Model, which is 50% more fiery. And Death Knights will be happy to see that you no longer have to pay gold to make your Wraith Walk less annoying. You can now jump in this mode by default, no need for that glyph anymore. And jumping into the Tomb of Sargeras real quick, when you're fighting the Sisters of the Moon on Mythic mode, you'll notice that their owl, Moontalon, got a huge health increase, making the fight a little harder. A nerf you'll notice is that Emissary caches don't guarantee a piece of loot anymore like they used to pre-7.3. In fact, it seems pretty rare that you get a piece of gear from them now. But to sort of counteract this, the maximum eye level of gear that you get from world quests has been increased. It looks like 880 is the new normal max, with PvP items going to 890. And probably the most important out of all of this is that the Seafarer slide whistle toy has been nerfed. It now has a 1 minute cooldown, up from 10 seconds. Okay everyone, fun was detected, shut everything down. But that's about it. Those are 20 undocumented changes for patch 7.3. Some major, some minor, and like I said, if you want to see some more minor stuff that I didn't list, check out that link in the description. I hope you found this video helpful, like it if you liked it, and thanks for watching. Peace.